Your outdoor space is about to transform. Whether it's a tiny balcony, a small patio, or even just a windowsill, you don't need acres of land to grow something beautiful. I'm Sam from Seniors Gardening Advice, and today we're revealing 7 incredible perennials that thrive in pots. These aren't just plants, they're your ticket to a garden that blooms all season long, requires minimal work, and looks absolutely stunning. Before we dig deeper, if you love gardening tips and want to see more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button right now. It helps us reach more gardeners just like you. And while you're at it, give this video a thumbs up. It really does help us out. Now, let's grow something amazing together.
Perennial number 1, Lavender, the fragrant classic. Let me start with something truly special. Lavender is a gardener's dream, especially for those growing plants in containers. This perennial isn't just pretty, it's practical, aromatic, and transforms any outdoor area into a peaceful retreat. Picture those soft purple spikes and silvery green leaves. That's classic lavender. When the breeze moves through, you get waves of that incredible fragrance. It's naturally soothing, and here's a bonus. Bugs like mosquitoes absolutely hate it. So you're getting beauty and protection at the same time. Now, let's talk about what lavender needs to thrive in a pot. First, sunshine. Lavender loves it. 6 to 8 hours of direct sun daily is ideal. If your patio gets good afternoon light, that's perfect for growing lavender successfully. Next, drainage matters more than anything. This plant comes from dry Mediterranean regions, so it doesn't want to sit in wet soil. When you fill your container, use a gritty potting mix. You can even add extra sand or perlite to make it more porous. This prevents water from collecting around the roots. Watering is simple. Let the soil dry out between waterings. Really let it dry. Many people kill lavender by overwatering, so don't make that mistake. In summer, you might water once a week. In cooler months, maybe less. Always check the soil first with your finger. Here's something wonderful about lavender in containers. You can actually harvest those beautiful flowers. Dry them for sachets. Use them in cooking or brew calming tea. Just cut the flower stems in the morning after the dew dries. Bundle them together and hang them upside down in a cool spot. Every spring, give your lavender a right trim. Cut back about 1/3 of the plant. This encourages it to grow thicker and fuller each year. You'll notice it gets bushier and produces more flowers. For the best look, plant lavender in a ceramic or terracotta pot. Pair it with other drought-loving herbs like rosemary or creeping thyme. Position it near where you sit outside so you can enjoy that scent every single day. Comment below if you're thinking about adding lavender to your garden. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Perennial number 2. Geranium Rozanne, the non-stop bloomer. Moving right along, let's talk about Geranium Rozanne. If you want a plant that blooms practically all summer long, this is it. Rozanne produces these stunning violet blue flowers starting in early summer and keeps going, literally, until the first frost arrives. The flowers cascade over the edges of pots like a beautiful waterfall. Even if you're working with a small balcony or limited space, Rozanne gives you that full, overflowing garden feeling. What makes this perennial special is that it tolerates different light conditions. It's happy in full sun or partial shade. In cooler climates, it loves sunlight. In hotter areas, afternoon shade is appreciated. Either way, it performs beautifully. When it comes to soil moisture, Rozanne is forgiving. It prefers soil that's moist but not soggy. The nice thing? It won't completely fall apart if you forget to water occasionally. Life happens, and this plant understands that. Here's the real game changer with Rozanne. You don't need to spend hours deadheading. Deadheading means removing spent flowers to encourage more blooms. Many flowering plants demand this constantly. Not Rozanne. It just keeps blooming on its own. A simple trim in mid-season, cutting back about half the plant, keeps it looking neat and full. That's it. For container arrangements, Rozanne shines as a spillover plant. Use a large pot or hanging basket and let Rozanne pour over the edges. It looks gorgeous, trailing down the sides. Pair it with upright bloomers like salvia or feathery ornamental grasses. Soften the edges of walkways, stairs, or entrance areas with those cascading blooms. Position your pot where people will stop and admire it. The beauty of Rozanne is that it transforms ordinary spaces into cottage garden charm. Even on a tiny balcony, you get that abundant, romantic feeling. Plus, those violet blue flowers draw pollinators and create movement in your container display.
Perennial number 3, Hosta, the shade lover's choice. Now we're switching gears completely. Let's talk about Hosta, which takes the 3rd spot on our list. If you've got shady spots that seem impossible to garden in, Hosta is your answer. This perennial makes those dark corners into something beautiful and lush. Hostas are known for their dramatic foliage, not necessarily their flowers. The leaves come in remarkable colors and patterns: green, blue-toned, and cream-colored varieties. Some have variegated leaves with stripes or borders. The texture is broad and textured, creating visual interest even when nothing is blooming. A single hosta plant can fill a container with personality. Hostas love shade. In fact, they prefer partial to full shade. This makes them perfect for north-facing porches, areas next to buildings, or under tree coverage where other plants struggle. They need moist, well-drained soil. When growing them in pots, keep the soil consistently moist, especially during warm months. This is different from lavender, which prefers dryness. Here's an important tip. When selecting hostas for containers, choose the compact or dwarf varieties. The giant hostas get too large for pots. The smaller versions look elegant and proportioned in containers. Many hosta varieties flower in midsummer, sending up spikes of lavender or white blooms. These flowers attract hummingbirds, which is a wonderful bonus. Even though hostas are shade plants, these flowers add surprising color to dim areas. The good news is that hostas are perennials, meaning they return year after year. Even in containers, they come back. In colder climates, provide winter protection. Move the pot to a sheltered location or wrap it with burlap. In container designs, hostas work as strong thrillers or sturdy fillers. Their bold leaves pair beautifully with finer textured plants like coral bells, ivy, or ornamental grasses. Position hosta containers in shaded corners of your porch or by the entryway. They create an elegant, composed statement that says your garden is thoughtfully designed. Perennial number 4, Salvia Nemorosa. And this plant is a true powerhouse in container gardening. Salvia produces upright spikes of violet blue flowers that give height and movement to your containers. The foliage is aromatic. Rub the leaves and you'll catch that herbal scent. If you want to add vertical interest to your pots, this perennial delivers. Salvia blooms for a long period and is incredibly tough. It handles tough conditions like a champion. Bees and hummingbirds absolutely love it. You'll see these pollinators visiting regularly. Rabbits and deer typically ignore it completely, so if you have wildlife pressure, salvia is a smart choice. For growing salvia in containers, full sun is essential, 6 to 8 hours minimum. Well-drained soil is important too. Here's the interesting part. Salvia actually prefers drier conditions. Water regularly while it's getting established, then back off. Once it's mature, less water makes it happy. This is perfect if you're not the type to water daily. After the first flush of flowers fades, give your salvia a quick trim. Cut it back by about a third. This encourages a fresh wave of blooms later in the season. So instead of 1 bloom period, you get 2, sometimes 3. In container combinations, salvia works best as the central thriller, which means the tall focal point, surrounded with lower mounding plants or trailing bloomers to soften the look and create balance. Place your pot in full sun, a front porch, deck corner, or along a path where salvia catches both light and attention. When it blooms, people stop and notice.
Perennial number 5, Echinacea, the bold native. Number 5 brings bold, unapologetic energy to your container garden. Echinacea, also called coneflower. These plants produce large, daisy-like flowers in purples, pinks, and even fiery oranges. They're hard to ignore. But Echinacea isn't just beautiful, it's a native plant that supports pollinators and local wildlife. Growing Echinacea means you're helping the ecosystem while beautifying your space. Echinacea needs full sun and good drainage. Give it these two things, and it rewards you with blooms from midsummer straight into fall. That's months of color in your containers. Here's what makes Echinacea special. It's drought-tolerant once established. If you forget to water occasionally, it shrugs it off. If you're not obsessive about watering, this plant won't hold it against you. It's perfect for busy gardeners or those with inconsistent schedules. One of the coolest features about Echinacea is what happens after flowering. The flower heads transform into spiky seed cones that look interesting long after the petals fade. Birds absolutely love these seed cones. They visit throughout fall and winter, picking out seeds. If you leave those cones standing through winter, you get ongoing beauty plus function. Use Echinacea as a bold vertical accent in large containers or tall pots. It pairs wonderfully with softer textures like catmint, creeping thyme, or rose-colored geranium. Place your Echinacea container where it can shine, near entryways, on sunny patios, or even beside your mailbox for instant curb appeal. Make sure to share photos of your flowering Echinacea on social media. Tag us at Seniors Gardening Advice. Perennial number 6, Sedum Autumn Joy, the color-changing artist. Sliding into the 6th spot is Sedum Autumn Joy, a no-fuss perennial with an incredible seasonal color transformation. Sedum has thick, chunky, succulent leaves that are blue-green throughout the growing season. The flower heads start rosy pink in late summer, then transition through shades of coral, turning into rich copper as fall arrives. You get a natural color story that evolves month by month. After blooming, the dried seed heads hold their shape beautifully into winter, adding sculptural interest when the garden is bare. Sedum is all about sun and drainage. It thrives in poor soil. Yes, poor soil. Most plants want rich soil, but sedum actually prefers being a bit ignored. In containers, choose a gritty mix similar to what you'd use for succulents. Avoid overwatering. Too much water and sedum gets floppy and weak. Too little water and it shrugs it off and keeps growing. That's the kind of plant we love. Pollinators absolutely adore Sedum Autumn Joy. Bees and butterflies flock to the blooms in late summer. If you leave the seed heads up through winter, birds visit to feast on the seeds. So this single plant provides nectar when other flowers are fading and seeds for birds later on. Use Autumn Joy as a filler-thriller hybrid in your container designs. It adds structure and mass to modern pots or rustic containers. It looks especially good in bright sunny spots, a gravel patio, stone walkway, or even a rooftop garden where it can soak up the heat and still look absolutely amazing. If you subscribe to our channel, you'll get weekly container gardening tips that include plants like sedum.
Perennial number 7 is Heuchera, the year-round focal point. Finally, rounding out our list at number 7 is Heuchera, also known as coral bells. While many plants rely on flowers for drama, Heuchera brings year-round excitement with its kaleidoscope of leaf colors. This is a compact, elegant plant that's endlessly useful in containers. Unlike the other perennials we've discussed, Heuchera doesn't depend on seasonal blooms to look fantastic. The leaves are the show, and what a show it is! Different varieties offer burgundy, purple, lime green, silver, and pink-toned foliage. Some have patterns or variegation. Heuchera prefers partial shade, but can handle more sun in cooler climates. In hot regions, afternoon shade helps the leaf colors stay vibrant. It loves rich, well-drained soil and regular water, especially during heat waves. One important tip: don't plant too deep. Keep the crown, where the leaves meet the roots, slightly above soil level. Planting too deep causes rot. Here's something special about Heuchera. Many varieties are semi-evergreen. This means they retain color into the colder months. When other plants fade, Heuchera keeps its color. They're also deer-resistant and very low maintenance. No constant trimming or deadheading needed. Just plant it and enjoy it. In container designs, Heuchera is a perfect filler with strong visual punch. Its dense, mounding shape balances out tall or trailing plants. The unique foliage adds texture and depth. Tuck it into shaded corners, side tables, or group several different varieties in a wide pot for a dramatic foliage display. The color combinations are remarkable. And there you have it, 7 stunning perennials that absolutely thrive in containers. Each one brings its own personality to your garden space. Perennial number 1, Lavender, gives you fragrance and elegance. Perennial number 2, Geranium Rozanne, provides non-stop blooms all summer. Perennial number 3, Hosta, transforms shady corners into lush displays. Perennial number 4, Salvia Nemorosa, adds height and attracts pollinators. Perennial number 5, Echinacea, brings bold color and supports wildlife. Perennial number 6, Sedum Autumn Joy, offers changing colors and winter interest. Perennial number 7, Heuchera, delivers year-round foliage drama. The best part? They're all low-maintenance, long-lasting, and perfectly suited for small spaces. With just a few pots and the right plant choices, you can create a garden that feels full, vibrant, and alive. Whether you're gardening on a sunny patio, a shaded porch, or a tiny balcony, these perennials prove that great design doesn't require lots of ground space. Just a little creativity and the right plant choices. Before you go, please take a moment to subscribe to Seniors Gardening Advice. We release new videos every week with tips, tricks, and plant recommendations for gardeners like you. Hit that like button if this video helped you. Leave a comment below and tell me which of these 7 perennials you're most excited to try. And please share this video with a friend who loves gardening. Thanks so much for watching. This is Sam from Seniors Gardening Advice. Keep growing, keep gardening, and may your containers always overflow with color and beauty.